Hi, welcome back. Emma here with another video. I decided to go outside today. It's snowing a little bit and I just wanted to catch the last little bit of light so you guys don't have to see my desk every single time, or the part of my room. Anyways, so we've made it to the end of another module, and today's topic that I'm supposed to make a video on is on the monoculture of birth. So monoculture is an interesting word. For those of you that maybe don't know me very well, before I decided to go into like birth and doula work, I actually was considering a career in agriculture, and with a little stint in nursing school in between there. But kind of my two passions, I guess, that I was considering as like a future career was agriculture, kind of regenerative, sustainable agriculture, and like holistic health, birth kind of stuff. And so monoculture is a really common word used in terms of regenerative agriculture to kind of talk about the downsides of conventional agriculture. And there's a lot of nuances there that you could talk about, but essentially what a monoculture means is it's the practice of growing a single crop species in a field at a time. And so the thing about monocultures is that in order to have maximum efficiency, they basically try to eliminate all other unwanted species to have the least diversity possible for maximum return and efficiency of growth, I guess. But one of the downsides of that is that you end up with essentially all the weaknesses being amplified in that given field. So say you have a pest problem, if you are aggressively plowing and planting certain crops over and over and over, you kind of end up like maybe destroying the habitats for the animals or the insects that keep those pests in check. And you also reduce like competition for maybe native species that help to keep the invasive weeds down. And so over time, essentially a decrease in diversity tends towards weakness and, in a sense, chaos almost. And so when I was thinking about that topic, I kind of started, or the kind of application to agriculture, I think there can be a lot of parallels there with birth. And so there's a time for everything and there's a place for everything. And I've been thinking this week about intentionally trying to be aware of not like bashing the medical system, or, well, I mean, medical practices or certain interventions that are available to us, but also recognizing the disadvantages of having a undiversified system where the options are really limited. And something too that I was thinking about this week watching a documentary about a family that homesteads, and they were talking about the fact that growth comes through suffering and life comes after death, talking about like the cycle of life in nature and even on a homestead. And I don't know, I think in a lot of what I think modern medical care in birth tries to do is to eliminate the discomfort of birth or the pain that you might experience. And in doing that, I think, and I've heard from some stories either directly to me or secondhand of my friend felt like this, that when we bypass the discomfort of birth, you end up feeling less satisfied that you made it through this difficult journey and came out on the other side. But you also, I think, you lose some of that like growth that can come out of it. And the other thing too that kind of pertains to this topic is that when we when we have less diversity in the care options available to women in pregnancy and birth, and when the prevailing kind of theme and option out there is practitioners trained clinically to look for and treat and expect high risk scenarios, it tends to kind of encourage those things and really look for them and treat women as if they're high risk or almost high risk or not yet high risk when they maybe aren't and never will be. And so I think the high risk options out there are super valuable and amazing for the people who need them, who maybe have a condition they already know about or develop something in pregnancy where they really want to have that care. But for those that don't need it and don't want it, I think it can create kind of the weaknesses that we talk about of a lack of diversity in a monoculture. And so you lose some of that like nurturing, and you lose some of that growth that comes, and you lose even like the symbiotic nature of maybe different aspects of care through having different types of care providers. Like maybe that means you have a doula and a medically trained midwife, or maybe that means you have an OB and you have all your aunties and your sisters around you all the time and encouraging you and doting on you and, you know, giving you advice and helping you to prepare for kind of the rite of passage that's to come. And so I think being aware of the downfalls of this is good, so it should be good for everybody, and we give it to everybody, and that's the only option that's available. So yeah, I don't know if you have any thoughts on what it means to have a monoculture in birth. Definitely let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching. See you later.